Hilger began with really a dream of mine to offer quality classes to homeschool students. So we decided to offer a few first classes, and it just kind of grew from there. In the beginning, it was just me offering science classes to each level, elementary, middle, and high school. And then we had a teacher come to us a few years later and say, I see that you're doing science classes. I'd like to offer some math classes. And I think I would have just said, okay, great. Here's what I'm doing. You can do the same thing. And Eddie's the one that had the vision for turning it into more of a unified university model type school for homeschoolers. Just keeps it all simple for the parents.
Hilger really helped prepare my kids for college. Just the structure that they provided. The class meetings were once or twice a week depending on the classes, and then the assignments were given to them and they were responsible to complete those on their own. And when they went to college, it's laid out in a very similar fashion.
In the 20 years that we've been doing this, we often get feedback from parents saying how well prepared their student was for college, for the next level, for the next school. You know, sometimes we are a springboard for students to go to other schools, and that's great. It's a great use of Hilger as well, if that's what fits, your family.
You know, as we've grown over the years, like Carly said, it really took off. We've just got amazing teachers who, again, love what they do. They're passionate about what they do, and they love students.
When Boston first started here, he felt a little bit lonely, a little bit shy, and I think it was maybe even the second week. I don't even know if I'd mentioned to any of the teachers how he was feeling, but one of the teachers stopped me on the way out and said, I noticed Boston didn't have a whole lot of friends, so I plopped him at a table with some other boys, and he really seemed to enjoy that, and those are the same friends he's got now.
So, we've got, for literature, it's not just a lady who teaches because she has her education degree in elementary classes, but she's got her master's in children's literature from Vanderbilt. Carly has her degree in biology. She's our biology and anatomy teacher. So we've got math teachers at the high school level that are engineers. Our chemistry teacher, was a chemistry major in college, worked for Alcoa Chemical Company. She teaches chemistry at UTC. So, I think all those things kind of make us unique in terms of the quality, and then the kids and the families that we have, and really, the focus that we have on a Christ-centered education. I mean, that's probably the biggest thing that we do that sort of sets us apart.
The Christian values, the Christian undertone to everything, whether it's science class, whether it's literature class, whether it's a history and Bible class, they're going to pull God into it, and they're going to make sure that it fits and that it's all part of the same thing, because God is part of all the things. He's not just in Bible class. I also think it's really good for Boston to learn about God for more than just me. I think that's probably the most important, through our example and our words and our teaching. But I want him to see other people in the community that he respects and he cares about also sharing the same message. It's not just mom and dad stuff. It's lots of people, and lots of people respect and love Jesus because of who he is innately and what he did.
We feel like we're partnering with each family and their child. We know that we're not the whole education for each kid. We know we're just a part of that, but we want to come alongside the family and support what they're doing in the home and what's going on at church. And so we want each of our students to really grow in their faith and grow closer to the Lord ultimately. I mean, that's the biggest thing. And then we really want them to get a quality education. So whether they're taking a choir class from us or an Algebra 1 class from us or beginning elementary science class, we want them to really grow in their understanding of how God is at work in that specific area of study.
What comforts us so much about working together with Hilger is that it is a co-laboring process. And I think as a homeschool parent, one of the more difficult things is a sense of that if there wasn't a place like Hilger, is a sense of isolation that you can start to feel, that the feeling that you're doing it alone. And I think we all know that it takes a village to raise children well.
Every year when we start with our parent meeting, we really pray that we can be an encouragement to these families, that they can feel like they have a place to go, they can feel like they have support when they're educating their child, and that we can take a little bit of the burden off of the preparation part of all of those classes.
If I think about the positives for Hilger, another one for me and our kids is the fact that when we navigate an issue with a kid, whether it's our son or daughter, knowing that the teachers go above and beyond to work with our kids and to not make them go through it alone, but to link arm in arm with us as parents and with the kids and to kind of lead them through that really grows confidence.
Yeah, and I think it grows the confidence in our kids too, just knowing that their teachers are for them. And even this year has been a little bit different for us and a little bit of some struggles that we haven't had in the past. And I have constantly reached out to our son's teacher in ways that I have never before. And the feedback that I have gotten from them, and just like he said, the way they're walking the struggles with us and with him have been just amazing. And for him to know that we can turn around and say, look, this is what your teacher is saying. And they see it in you and they're here for you. You know, they're your biggest cheerleader, your biggest fan, and so are we. And together, we're gonna get through this. And that's been great for us and for our son.
It's just such a blessing for us.
He's really thriving here, and I think that's the biggest thing that's important to me.
I love that we get to be that kind of a support, that kind of an encouragement to the families.